Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Faceless, Not Valueless, and this channel is dedicated to validate other victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. Please join my journey as I get out of narcissistic abuse by subscribing and liking my videos. I am not a licensed counselor, therapist, or psychologist. I'm just a person who wants to encourage you in this journey. If you want to know more about my journey, go ahead and watch my other videos to get proper context. I hope everything I put in this channel will be able to help you understand that you're not crazy or alone. You are loved and valued. Always remember that. Let me start by saying that during this process, you will notice how my videos will change. I'm doing my very best to give you the best content possible. And I work very hard to make your experience a positive one in this channel. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. So without further ado, I'm going to begin the video of today. Today I want to talk about the unnecessary weight the narcissist puts on your life. This topic can be very, very different for people because, as we all know, there's different types of narcissism. The narcissist likes to wire your mindset from a very, very early age. And by the way, I'm just talking about my experiences with a narc parent. Whether your current or past experiences involve a mother or father or even a significant other, doesn't really matter. You can always apply the information accordingly. Anyways, let me give you some examples of how the narc instilled in me a deep need of being a perfectionist since I was a little girl. So basically, I was raised in another place. Again, I'm trying to be very ambiguous. I don't want to share a whole lot about myself. But I know two languages, okay? And my main language is Spanish. And English, I learned English when I was 4 years old, okay? So I have been talking in English and Spanish most of my life. My brain is already wired that way. However, even though I went to a bilingual school, and even though I was educated in many different subjects, the narc parent always put this pressure on me to learn French, and he bought me like this little set of books and cassettes so I could listen to it every day and practice. But as everyone knows, when you're learning a language, it's very difficult for you to teach yourself. Now that I am a little bit older, I have found that I am very good with learning different languages. I don't have the time for it because of school and other things pertaining to that. However, when I was younger, I didn't know how to teach myself a new language, okay? And I had this huge pressure of pleasing my narc parent. And it came to the point where I was about, in around 4th grade, 5th grade. I got frustrated because I'm like, okay, I can't teach myself how to learn a new language. I need to practice with people, talking, hearing it all the time, probably pay someone so that they can teach me how to properly say things in French. And I didn't have the time for that back in the day, okay? And I was around 8-9 years old. That's a big pressure to put on your kids to learn a new language when I'm already, going to school. Everything is in English, okay? And at the same time, everything is in Spanish. So I just felt this huge weight on me. And I remember that I just I don't remember what I did with the material, but it's not around anymore. And so when the narc parent realized that I wasn't using it anymore, he basically blamed me, saying how ungrateful I was and how sad he was because I couldn't learn a new language because he wanted me to, be a well-rounded person. I know that's a very simple example. That's not something huge compared to other people, but it's just an indication of how, soul crushing this can be as a little girl when you're trying to please your parents, and it seems like nothing is enough to please them. So let me give you another example. When I was younger, I was enrolled in painting classes, piano classes. I actually even performed at recitals. I was involved in dance and music. I'm a very artistic person, and so all of those things from the past has helped me be a better person. The discipline, the networking with other people, and learning about different things really helps you grow as a person. Anyways, when I was younger, I used to play piano. And and I don't know if any of you understand this or not, but I'm going to probably do another video about narcissistic music teachers and art teachers. I find that a lot of art teachers are very, very narcissistic with their students, and it actually stifles their growth and even their creativity. It's really sad because I stopped doing what I loved because not only was I being abused in my household, I was also being mocked by my teachers. So I'm like, I don't need this, okay? Anyways, my piano teacher was a nice lady, thank God. But I still felt very incompetent because it was too much pressure. And I felt like at this point in my life, I was like, let's say 5. I started playing piano when I was 6. And then I stopped about when I was 10, okay? And so all of this time, I felt this huge need of being better. But because I was always being put down in my household, I didn't even feel competent to practice every day, okay? And so I decided not to play piano anymore. And when I decided not to play anymore, and when my older sibling decided not to play anymore, my narc parent just went off. And it wasn't so much about in a rage. It was more of a making you feel guilty by being sad. So for example, this narc parent would often be expressing his sadness because we can't play everything on the piano. I know that seems really stupid, but I guess this person really wanted to brag about me and my older sibling with his friends and family members. And so when a child of narcissistic abuse stops doing something that the narc parent wants, they make you feel like you need to do that, but you don't know why. It's a very abstract concept. Let me know in the comments if you understand what I'm saying. Let me give you another example. And this goes way, way back. I'm talking about when I was around 5 or 6, okay? During that time, there were still VHS movies. Yes. I think the DVDs actually came out around, I really don't know. I'm not a tech savvy person. But anyways, when I was 5 years old, I used to have a lot of VHS movies, Disney movies, a whole lot of movies. And so, as you grow, your interest grows as well. So I guess I was growing, and I wasn't really paying much attention anymore to my VHS movies, and I wanted to do other things. And so unfortunately, for the movies that were a little bit older, that were released like in the 60s and 70s, that were purchased by my parents for us to watch, unfortunately, the VHS cases of those movies became very dirty, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's almost like it was just like very dirty. They became super dirty inside. The movies, we had to throw a lot of movies away because the inside of the tape, that was dirty too. And I'm not talking about dust. It's another thing that I don't remember the name. Anyways, the point is that I remember one day my father got mad. He came into my room, and he would often do this when I was a little girl and just start interrogating me. One day, I remember clearly, he told me that I was a pig, just like my mother, and that he couldn't believe how I couldn't keep those VHS cases clean because he spent so much money buying movies for us. And he would often say this not only to me, but to my mother and my older sibling, okay? And it was like a shock. Like, how can you say that to a small girl, okay, who's growing, who probably the biggest concern is, which crayon am I going to use today to color my coloring book? You know, I wasn't thinking about spending 3 hours and cleaning VHS cases. Like, that's totally irrational. And so he would call me a pig, and he would basically insult me and call me other things that, you know, I don't like swearing and saying bad words, but you can only imagine, you know, all of this in Spanish. And so that's so much pressure. That is so much pressure. Let me give you one last example, and then I'm going to give you my final thoughts about this. So when I was in second grade, he gave me his phone because I needed a phone, I guess. I was going somewhere and I needed to communicate with my parents. He lent me his phone. I went to the mall back home, and I lost the phone in the mall. And I came back and I wasn't even aware of it. No one asked me, blah, blah, blah. Next day, I went to school and I'm like, oh crap, the phone, where is it? I need to return it to my dad. And then I told my dad, hey dad, I just realized that I might have lost your phone in the mall. And he got so upset. And I don't know what happened that triggered me, but next thing I remember is that I was crying so much, okay? So much. And I was in second grade about to go to school. And so I went to my dad and I told him, so this means you don't love me anymore? And he told me, I would love you more if you were more responsible. And I thought to him, and that made me cry even harder. And then he was like, no, I'm just kidding. And it's like, now that I look back, I'm like, oh no, you were not kidding. You were basically telling me the truth. Like, it's so much pressure that the narcissist puts on children to behave a certain way, to acquire a set of skills, to impress other people. It's just too much pressure. Well, I don't know what else to say about this, but I mean, it's wrong, obviously. And I think that parents need to be more aware about how much pressure they're putting on their kids, okay? And I could go on and on and on in this video regarding other experiences, but I hope anything that I said today resonates with your own experiences. And so thank you so much for hearing me. And thank you so much for taking the time and be a part of this channel. Go ahead and subscribe and share if you feel like this can help anyone. And again, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day. God bless you.